I was like, what was it? Like,
The last 3
summer.
years have been. Present.
Member Gately?
Present.
Member Satterwhite? Absent.
Superintendent Alvarez, would you like to discuss tonight's agenda of the district guidance counselor position that was put forward? I know.
Thank you, Member Castellanos. We also have Dr. Gardner, who oversees our district counseling program and counselors to answer any questions. So this position used to be a counselor that was, can you hear me?
Check, check.
Is there a speaker, or is it just for the?
Is this just
I thought it was for TV.
Yeah.
No.
I think they're just for TV.
Not all on. Okay, I'll just speak louder for now.
Yeah.
Teacher voice. So this position was originally within, and I'm not sure exactly the timeline of the years, but there was a need for this position in terms of how they had additional stipend for one counselor at one point. And it was a significant stipend. However, the need of our early college programs has grown significantly at the high schools, as well as the number of students over the course of the last 5 years. And so, Dr. Gardner, if you want to elaborate on the actual job description, perhaps, and also how this position would be essential to make sure that all district counselors right, receive cohesive information and that we're supporting all students.
Yes, so
That
in
one's not
terms,
working.
oh, it's not working.
I don't think so.
So the mics are probably working for the LCTV. They may not have a speaker.
Oh, okay,
hooked up, but-
got it.
Okay.
We're checking it out.
So basically, this position is needed for a couple of reasons. We really don't have a leadership. We don't have a person identified as a designated leader of this group coming from within this group that encompasses the guidance counselor skills, who can really communicate with guidance counselors, interface with partnerships, interface with district, advocate for systems, work with them on visioning goals, work with them on professional development and building their proficiency on platforms. And they are a really hardworking department. They meet within their departments, but there are some things that they communicate on, but they also have kind of like their own way within their schools of doing things from school to school. And what we just instituted with this school year is the MyCap, the My Career and Academic Plan. This is happening in X blocks and other planned time periods in the middle schools and high schools. And the students are providing a lot of feedback and reflection. We're going to suddenly have a lot of data coming from students about exactly what they want to do with their future. And we are working on, at the same time, of developing career speakers and developing work-based learning opportunities. And we, at the same time, are also going to be increasing, probably by tenfold, the communication that we have with families as a result of following the MyCap process. And I think what's really important is that students in middle school and high school, that there are expectations and there are systemized plans for communication so that it happens deliberately and it follows a plan, and that it doesn't just, the communication and the whole counseling system follows a process that is known to everyone, so that students don't get uneven services or uneven communication. And I think that this person will help the group form that vision from within the group so that they can do that. Because what we really want to lift is our college going culture. I think that we have a lot of students who want to go to college. Just as an example, we put out a survey that it's not completed yet, but at English High School, we had 800 respondents and 600 of them said that they want to attend 4-year colleges. So I think we're having a lot of desire on the part of students, and this has been mentioned before, but without a lot of robust communication and a lot of processes and cues for them to follow along the path of going to that post-secondary option, it's going to be a very uneven distribution, and we're not going to have students kind of latching on to that post-secondary plan. So we feel that position is important for that reason, for the big vision of that reason. But additionally, we also have some small caseloads out there that really need some attention. So we have some students in off-campus programs like Early College Promise. They're still under the umbrella of Lynn Public Schools, and Gateway to College students, a small number, but they're still under the umbrella. We have students, for instance, in different situations like DYS custody that we kind of have a missing link, and we don't have someone dedicated. Like, it would really be taking someone out of their assignment for the day to go and attend to these students, and we've always been noticing that. And I think that this counselor would have a student caseload in addition to all the things that you see that we're envisioning for this person to do. So it's a long job description, and you can see there's also some collaboration with other members of my department to really make big bodies of work come to life in a way that it hasn't quite come to life in certain areas. We have been really successful in raising up a big, huge early college with 1,000 students. And I think that there's other whole bodies of work that involve a lot of communication, systematized communication, good processes, that this person would really help bring this group together across schools and help make that happen.
Any questions for this? Member Gately.
After I read through this, can you hear me? I'll use
Yeah.
my coach's voice. After reading through this and knowing what has happened with what my son experienced at Lynn English High School, he was able to take the PSAT, he was able to take the SAT and AP courses, and there was no dropping of the ball. It was a smooth transition, but somewhere with COVID, it seems to have had a larger problem with students getting this information. And I was a teacher at the time, as you know, at Lynn English High School I was a teacher in Lynn when my son was at English. So it was difficult for me. I can only imagine how it would be for non-English speakers. So I think this is important. My one question is, on the salary, that base per Lynn School Administrators Association, what does a regular counselor get?
This is based on their contract.
Still use this for the TV.
Oh, sorry, I didn't use this for the TV.
Yeah, it's the same. The same.
They make the same?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and the other thing is, I was glad to hear that the caseloads that are at the students that are not in the district, like they belong to the district, but they have problems, that this person would bring their caseload so that they would get it.
Yeah.
And like if you go through with a senior at any time, and you have to fill out that FAFSA, and you don't have someone to like guide you a little bit, it's really difficult. I know I was fortunate because the North Shore Community College professor helped me. So I think this is a good idea. Thank you. Do you want me to take the gavel?
Yes.
Member Castellanos.
So I just have a logistic question. When this position was being discussed and developed, the district guidance counselor, did we do a comp analysis of other positions or similar roles? I know when you, or are these the same as, are the duties, responsibilities similar to the ones that we have in the district? Did we?
So I did, look at the guidance counselor description, and, some of the things that I followed were, basically the qualifications, but this is a little different because it's really asking this person to, that's why it's in front of you actually, because it's not just, it couldn't be look like a school-based guidance counselor. It has a lot of facets to it that are about district-wide coordination.
Would we be added to the LSAA? Would it be union?
Yes, yes.
So, did they review? Did you have a chance to talk to anyone from?
Yes, they
The-
reviewed it.
They have reviewed it with Council Howard Greenspan
Okay.
Mhm.
And what was the recommendation
to move forward with it.
to us?
Yes.
Okay. And my question also is, so the position will report to Dr. Gardner, right? And what is what would be, I think for me, like supervision, right? When you're meeting with this district guidance counselor, right? What are going to be some progress monitoring? Like, how are we going to see that it's an effective position? Like, I know for us in the high schools, and I'm familiar with that school-based piece, but not necessarily the district guidance counselor, because I know that, like you said, it's a different role, right? It's unique.
Right. I mean, all administrators work on their own goals that relate to their job description, that relate to the strategic plan. So what happens with all administrators is that at some point in the year we sit down. It's usually it is early in the year. We sit down, we create our goals, and we set like our plan, and then we meet with our supervisors like throughout the year to just check on our progress and talk about and thought partner, and that's how it goes, and that's our process with all people, and that's how it would work.
And student capacity. I think there's some questions too about, like, we get more students, I believe, like through the years, looking ahead. Like, what does those numbers look like for, will they be managing, like, how many students? When we talk about district guidance counselor, what are some, I guess, like volume? I'm trying to assess the volume. Like, how much work is this person going to be, I don't, like,
Well,
so
right
if we
now-
have one district guidance counselor,
Yeah.
are we going to be saying, wow, we need another couple? Like, is this going to be
Like,
efficient?
I would feel very lucky if I got one. And, I think that the caseload is under 100, and it would, I think that this person is going to have enough time to do, to go out and meet with individually with these students and spend time and counsel these students, but then also work on all the facets of this job as well.
If I could add, Member Castellanos, I just want to make sure that we all have the vision of having a very strong guidance team across the district, where the student experience from a student at English is similar to that at classical, similar to that at, FDCA is also growing into now their junior class this year and senior class the following year. We intend to bring the STEAM Academy online next year. And so as we continue to grow and have the 9 through 12 students, we definitely want to make sure that we have a very solid 9 through 12 program. And then how does that connect to the 6 through 8 programming?
Any questions from the committee? I see no further discussion. Could we?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the district guidance counselor.
Second.
Roll call. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. You got a roll call.
And move
Oh,
to the
wait,
full committee.
Mary.
To the full committee.
Move it to the full committee.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent?
Sorry, I was kidding.
Oh, I love it. With authority.
That's
Yeah.
what the judge
Even
did
though
today.
there's an issue within the room, hearing-wise, for the broadcasting purposes, that's working fine, so you need to speak into your mic. Okay, and they'll resolve the issue.
Okay. They're good? Okay.
Yeah, it's broadcasting fine.
That's awesome.
Should have a hard time giving that up.
I had time with that.
Ready for open mic?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Open mic.
Okay. All right. We're going to start open mic. The open mic session is designed to provide opportunity for citizens to express their views on matters of concern to the school committee. The sessions are not designed to encourage debate or lengthy exchange of views, but are to have the committee understand numerous points of view. The community would appreciate speakers keeping their presentation to 3 minutes in order to accommodate as many people as time permits. The chair reserves the right to limit the number of speakers in the same topic to 3. All speakers must be at least 18 years of age or enrolled in high school in the Lynn Public Schools District, having discussed their views with a student governmental representative. The chair reserves the right to rule the speaker out of order if they feel that the speaker's comments are personal in nature If a speaker's comments are directed at a school committee member or a member of school administration in attendance, that member through the chair may address the individual. The sessions will promptly commence 15 minutes prior to the start of the regular school committee meeting. All right. Anyone wishing to speak at open mic? Anyone for open mic? Last call for open mic. And we will close the open mic portion of the meeting and move into the 13th regular meeting of the school committee. Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Present.
Member Dugan?
Present.
Member Gately?
Present.
Member Pena?
Present.
Member Reed?
Present.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Present. Could all please rise if you're able to for a salute to the flag and remain standing if you're able for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of Patrick Jacoya, retired teacher, passed away June 22nd, 2024. Robert Dorson, retired teacher, June 30th, 2024. Rhonda Cormier, retired administrator, August 30th, 2024. Eileen Reichart, retired administrator, September 2024. Louis Perullo, former associate superintendent, September 4th, 2024. Thank you. Next item is the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the Building and Grounds Subcommittee meeting on June 27th, 2024, and the 12th regular meeting on June 27th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Appointments.
Thank you. We're really excited to announce several appointments this evening. Mickey DiVirgilio, Interim Director of Fallon Elementary School, and she is with us today. Thank you. Congratulations. Laura Sanchez, Executive Director of Multilingual Education. Congratulations. And then we have two school nurse elections. Yanan Fritz, what is the committee's decision on that?
Oh, I make a motion to elect Yanan Fritz for school nurse.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yanan Fritz.
Member Dugan?
Yanan Fritz.
Member Gately?
Yanan Fritz.
Member Pena?
Yanan Fritz.
Member Reed?
Yanan Fritz.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yanan Fritz.
Thank you. The second nurse election is Lindsay Johnson. What is the will of the committee?
I make a motion to elect Lindsay Johnson for school nurse.
Second.
Member Castellanos?
Lindsay Johnson.
Member Dugan?
Lindsay Johnson.
Member Gately?
Lindsay Johnson.
Member Pena?
Lindsay Johnson.
Member Reed?
Lindsay Johnson.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Lindsay Johnson. Congratulations to all the appointments and the elections. Yeah, congratulations. Next item is the district strategic plan.
So this evening, we thought there was no better way to start our new school year than to actually share all of the work done by all of the stakeholders with our new district strategic plan. It is a 5-year plan, and of course, it is a living document, which means we will continuously seek out feedback and continue to refine it as we go and navigate through that 5-year period. So tonight I want to highlight a number of slides. It is on our website and accessible to all. In your packets, you have the full version of the presentation, which we will not review all 35 slides this evening. So we're going to start by looking at we're grounded in equity as a district that is making all of decisions for students based on our mission of equity. And what does that mean? It means that we've arrived at a common definition of equity, ensuring that all students have what they need to access learning and access curriculum based on their individual needs. It is not a one-size-fits-all education. And so that is to make sure that when we did this work and we started to look at the teams, they consciously reflected on how individuals identify the impact of our work in building in structured opportunities and identifying and interrupting when necessary the ways in which individual mindsets, biases, and prior experiences may help or harm our pursuit of equity. And so that means we are really working together to push each other to ensure that we're asking each other those critical questions whenever there is a student that needs a different model to ensure their learning. And so that means that we're designing at the margins. It means we're creating systems that prioritize equitable process and outcomes for systematically marginalized communities, knowing that the systems will more effectively serve all students. We're also making sure that we're seeding and sharing power, that we're explicitly bringing to the table those who have traditionally been excluded from decision-making processes and center their voice in the pursuit of equitable outcome for all students. That includes our students on an ongoing basis, not just during focus groups for the development of the district strategic plan. And then also making the invisible visible, which means we explicitly name the assumptions, the values, and the context in which our perspectives and recommendations are grounded. We share information transparently and cultivate decision-making practices that prioritize inclusivity and equity. So we have collectively acknowledged the past, we understand the present, and we are designing for the future to meet student needs. So in the design of this program, this plan, and we looked at a multi-year strategic plan that identifies a long-term intended impact of goals and priority work needed to achieve the goals. And so the theory of action for LPS is we're going to go from left to right, starting with, if we strengthen the instructional core, ensuring both cultural and linguistic responsiveness, then we will, and so we're looking at the green in the middle. So if I'm going to just go straight down the left side, if we ensure that LPS educators are diverse, highly qualified, well-resourced, and supported to serve LPS students, if we ensure we increase equitable access to innovative school models and programs and advanced coursework, and we do that in the context of establishing a sense of inclusion and belonging among LPS staff, students, and families with cultural and linguistic responsiveness, and establishing a culture and sustained practice of shared accountability for student outcomes. Then, by 2029, all LPS students will grow intellectually, vocationally, academically, socially, and emotionally in the learning environments where both equity and excellence are valued, expected, and supported. Specifically, LPS students will possess the academic skills to be globally competitive by meeting and exceeding grade level expectations in reading, math, science, and social studies, possess the communication, biliteracy, multilingualism, and social emotional skills to be globally competitive, have access to and experience success in a wide range of advanced coursework that prepares them to navigate a rapidly changing world, along with families and staff experience the district and their schools as places of inclusion and belonging, and close equity gaps in access and achievement for students who are today furthest from opportunity. And so that takes us over to that last block where we know that LPS graduates are critical thinkers, problem solvers, engaged community members with global mindsets, effective communicators and leaders, and continuous learners empowered to design their own paths. So that takes us from the if we do, right, statement through how do we know that we're making the progress, and ultimately to the LPS graduate with mindsets that have skills, experiences necessary to define and achieve success on their own terms. So the strategic plan is a reflection of the vision, aspirations, and guidance of a number of dedicated stakeholders. So in this faceted process over the course of several months, the teams, we had strategic plan project leads, there were families and caregivers, there were school visits, including classroom observations, there was a community steering committee of principals, teachers, district leaders, and partners. There were principal and teacher interview and focus groups. There was district and community surveys with more than 1,500 responses. There was also a 5 cross-functional working team of school-based teachers and staff and central office staff. There were community partners in those interviews and focus groups. And then the superintendent's cabinets also gave observation and feedback. That was the elementary teachers, secondary teachers, and student advisors, which are 10 high school students. And then the executive leadership team also, as well as the school committee members and any updates during the public school committee meetings. So the strategic plan begins with the intended impact goals, which we seek as a district to achieve by the end of a 5-year plan. And so our impact goals are the ones that I reviewed just a moment ago. They are 5 bullets, and they're restated here. And we are saying, again, that by 2029, all LPS students will grow intellectually, vocationally, academically, social, and emotionally in learning environments where both equity and excellence are valued, expected, and supported. And that takes us to how does this 5-year process actually work? So when we look at a 5-year process and then we break that down into annual district-wide goals and initiatives, and then annual department goals and plans, and then annual school goals and plans, we have the strategic alignment that we are seeking in making sure that we have a cycle where you look on the right-hand side, you'll see the annual planning cycle where we set annual targets that represent progress towards those 5-year goals. We develop district-level priority-aligned initiatives to achieve the annual targets and align those resources. We develop initiative-aligned department and school plan goals, and then we step back to reflect on achievements and setbacks. Right? And then we realign and we start the process all over again. And so this is the executive summary that was developed based on all of the stakeholder feedback, which has our vision, our portrait of a graduate, over the 5 years, what we hope to what we know we will accomplish, our strengths and opportunities, the measure of success, and then where the strategic priorities lie. And if you look at that blue box on the very bottom at the end of this actual document, it says proudly serving 17,000, it's actually 17,220 students as of the beginning of this week, who bring diverse racial, ethnic, cultural, and linguistic assets to our Lynn community. And so, again, we want to thank publicly all of the stakeholders, our teachers, staff, parents, community members, the school committee, all of our community business member partners that engaged in this process over the course of several months to develop these goals. And so we are already working with our departments to develop initiatives under each of those indicators so that we have a method to actually not only have a plan, but to progress monitor each initiative under each indicator and set measurable objectives for each year to ensure that we meet those goals. And I will take any questions that you may have at this time.
Member Castellanos, Member Reed.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. My first question is really more of a, so for you said this this strategic plan is a reflection of the vision, aspiration, and guidance of numerous dedicated stakeholders.
Yes.
My question is around the numbers on district and community survey with, it says 1,500 plus. It seems a little low. Like, I don't know if, like, are those, I don't know if those, also, I don't know if those are available for review, those responses.
I believe we can release them at this point. They're anonymous, but we can release them at this
Yeah, it'd be
point.
nice to just
Sure.
I think it'd be nice if we could, I know that's a lot, but like, I don't mind if we could get on the e-doc. It'd be nice to just review those. Let me get back. The strategic priorities that you have listed, so the framework that we're looking at right now, it's alive, it's active, I believe, right? So you guys still going to go back and obviously as the quarters progress, the strategic priorities. I'm actually, well, how do I put this? Is there flexibility to adjust, like adapt, right? When I look at this document, are we able to adapt with certain challenges and barriers that we're looking at?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. The whole point is that we continue to work with all of those stakeholders so that we can adapt, because what this year may not look like next year and the year after. So we want to make sure that this is always a document that we can modify as we meet goals or surpass the goals and the expectations that we set for ourselves each year.
what was different from the last strategic plan to this one, the process?
I don't know that the process of developing
Yeah.
was different. I believe that was the same. I know that there was all of the stakeholders met. There was input from all of the same groups. I think what was different was there wasn't, in terms of what happened with the last district strategic plan, there was an interruption, obviously, of almost 2 years. So there was an interruption in data and progress monitoring, because while students and teachers, everyone was online, the data collection piece was certainly interrupted.
That's why I asked that question, because I'm not going to say the pandemic's going to happen again, but I don't think we were prepared for that. So we lost lots of rich data, and obviously the initiatives that we had on the table.
So that document was used in the development of this process to ensure that some of those targets that were not met or addressed fully because of the interruption were also embedded into this document.
Well, that was when I reviewed it. That's why I was asking. That's why when I was looking at both, because we were still in transitions, right? We're still working on goals from that time that weren't really completed or weren't going to be completed, right? I guess, how do we prioritize, right? How do we prioritize the different adjustments or cuts? I don't want to say cuts, but like there were, because I could notice the difference. There were some initiatives were cut, and I don't know why, right? I don't see the rationale in this document. Could you highlight some of those priorities and how we kind of shift it?
Sure.
Through-
Maybe Deb and Molly, you want to share a little bit?
Thank you for the question. So we didn't start the project by comparing and contrasting the two documents. We started a new process of looking at our data and looking at the students and families and community members in front of us. We had several steering committee meetings to also guide the process, and we already have a steering committee meeting on the agenda for this fall to review again where we are. So in regards to the priorities that were set here, they're really set in the context of where we are post-pandemic. You'll notice that in the first district strategic plan, equity was a touch point, but it wasn't embedded in the way that it is here. And, I have to speak to the reality that the company with whom we contracted, Bellwether, is an organization led by a woman of color, which helped in terms of making sure that the equity piece that we rose ourselves was carried as a through line. And so we had a lot of conversations in the focus groups and in the lead project meetings to ensure that we were really elevating that, because the city sits separately from other cities in regards to what we're experiencing in terms of how quickly our diversity is growing and becoming more and more multicultural. And so we wanted to ensure that we really elevated that in a way that the first district plan didn't. I would also say that when we first set the other district plan, it was 2019, 2020 when we started to implement, right? So it was 2018, 2019 when we went through the process, and then 2019, 2020. And so at that stage, when you first start with a district plan that first year, a lot of it is setting your goals. It's still setting the goals themselves. So we have the priority areas globally, but now we have to actually set the measures based on the data that we have right now. And we have already started that work as well. And finally, and then I'll stop taking the microphone, but finally, you'll see that this has been a progression from the work that we did last year already. And so we're carrying the 5 goals that we had last year, we are still carrying into this year as well, while we set the priority areas here too. So like there is an overlap of some of those goals, and that's why we've broken them down into the initiatives. So which is something that it's a very hefty strategic plan, but you'll see in each of the priority areas, there's like A through F or A through D in terms of specific initiatives that we want to pursue.
To support that priority area.
So, and that was certainly different from the last strategic plan, because to Deputy Cohen's point, I think what needs to be stressed is that because the beginning of that last plan is when everyone was interrupted, there wasn't a full development of some of those goals, and all of that data was not captured for the entire time that we were in the plan through the end of last year. So certainly, the initiatives, the way they're going to be developed now, looks very different from what happened, right, 4 years ago. So if you look at slide 29, for instance, which is strategic priority 1, and it says strengthen the instructional core, ensuring both cultural and linguistic responsiveness. And then you'll see she just referenced initiative 1A. So what are those initiatives? 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, and 1F. So if we look at establish and codify a district-wide vision for instruction, right, we're doing that through the alignment of how we have now a chief academic officer, how MLE lives under, right, for L students to access curriculum with accommodations, not live separately from academics. For special education is also integrated because we're giving students accommodations and access, right, modifications to access curriculum, not separate from academics and tier 1 instruction. So for each of these plans, there's a whole a team developing now an action plan that has a number of steps with the metrics and paced out for like, this is what, and our new data department, right, is supporting the projection of what should those percentages look like based on our academic data for year 1, for year 2, for year 3, for year 4, and year 5. And of course, those will be adjusted based on, again, if we meet or exceed our goals in a specific year, then of course we're going to say we want to increase the number of students that are achieving or proficient mastery on grade level. So we keep moving the target based on the achievement goals that we're setting for ourselves. So that's just one example of what would happen under one initiative.
Are those SMART goals too?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Smarty goals with the
See,
E.
you know what? I
with
was
the
just gonna
equity.
say, there is
with the equity piece.
I'm old now.
And our teachers are experts at that.
You know, I'm a daddy now, so I'm a little old, so, you know, things are changing now. Smarty.
Thank you. Member Reed, then Member Pena.
I think you touched on this a couple times, and I think Molly did too. Just for my own brain, how it works. Could you just give me like a concrete example of sort of how this would look, starting with the impact goals going down to like an indicator? Like, could you just give an example of that?
Sure. So let's take,
Sorry to put you on the spot.
no, it's not, we've already started some of this
Yeah.
work with the
Yeah.
department. So, basically, we take a cycle of like plan, do, study, act, right? And what we do is we look at what's the data tell us now where we currently are at. Then we would cycle that into what's the end goal, right? What is the metric?
Backwards, yep.
And then we would then develop steps based on the root cause analysis of why haven't we met this goal? Or if we've met the goal, where are we currently measured at, again, in comparison to other districts? And then we would set all those steps. What are the aligned resources that we need? Because that's extremely important, right? We can't say like, here are all the steps we're going to have, and then we don't have resources to align with those steps. And then principals and teachers can't actually fulfill those steps with students in schools. And then when we do the progress monitoring piece, we do like quarterly progress, which curriculum and instruction is currently working on, right? How do they upload those assessments? And what are we looking for assessments across the district for standards that are tested so that teachers can go back and easily reteach? And it's not like we're guessing where we're going to land on MCAS. This is the science, right, of how we actually look at some of those standards and the learning, the teaching and learning that needs to happen in between. And then once we do the progress monitoring and we're able to get to like, once we have an assessment that tells us clearly where we are, then how do we realign in that plan, do, study, act cycle to say, okay, now we can move on from this, right? What's the next phase of this plan development that we need to develop, that we need to create for students?
Yeah,
that-
yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. And just, so is this something that will be, as a school committee, or will be able to see or review?
Oh, absolutely.
yearly?
It'll be
Okay,
public and
okay.
it'll be shared with everyone.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Member Pena.
Thank you. Welcome back, Dr. Evans.
Thank you.
Everyone. Thank you. I was looking here. I like the fact that you have a superintendent's cabinet. You have elementary teachers, secondary teachers, student advisors. Have you considered having parent engagement in that? Maybe adding some PTOs to get a little more.
We have spoken to actually one parent that's interested in developing, like, really putting emphasis on a district-wide PTO. We have been working to see how we can implement that based on the 27 schools that we have and quickly growing. So yeah, definitely we are looking at how we are going to implement a body of parents that could speak to district-wide needs, not just their specific school where their students attend.
Pretty sure there's many leaders around the
Yeah,
city that
yeah.
want to step up to that.
Sure.
role. That'd be nice to get some parent engagement.
Absolutely.
Consider that.
Thank you for that feedback.
Any other questions? All right. Yep, Member Gately.
I just want to thank you, all of you, for putting out this plan and doing the research that we need so that we know where the gaps are, we know how to fill those gaps, and we will hopefully see student achievement gaps. It's not just the MCAS, it's the actual student achievement. It's the confidence that student will build. It's the feelings that teachers will have as they move forward and see their children in front of them, the students, like succeeding. So I'm just looking forward to this rollout, and I know it's going to be an ever-changing document. I understand that, and it's going to be backed by data, and we'll know where people are. So thank you very much for all your hard effort.
Can I just add that, like, the ever-changing document, like, that's real, right?
Yes.
I mean, any good plan, if you don't reflect and look at, is it working?
Yep.
Okay, it's working, what's our next target? Or is it not working? Well, let's evaluate what we're doing and let's regroup and come up with a different strategy. If you didn't have that, your plan just sits there, right? And your kids stay stagnant. So our schools do that with their school improvement planning. The district strategic plan is no different. So just know that, like, that's part of the process.
Yeah, and what I truly like is it is all-inclusive. So teachers are represented, principals are represented, administrators are principals, administrators are, unions are part of it. So I'm like hopeful. I'm very hopeful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I also just want to thank the team that worked on the plan, as well as the hundreds of folks that shared their input, the students and the educators and the community members, everybody for sharing your thoughts, and we will certainly, as we heard, be very much continuing this conversation. So thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is a request to accept miscellaneous donations of checks totaling $1,400 to Skills USA.
The recommendation is to accept the donations totaling $1,400 to Skills USA.
Make a motion to accept the recommendation.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next is a vote to approve additional proprietary items for the new Pickering Middle School.
Thank you. And there is a letter in your folder regarding what items these are. We've discussed this on a number of the meetings. And back in the spring, we also shared that this would be a request going forward based on making sure that all of our district schools had similar equipment in a number of areas, audio, security. And so there is a list on page 2 of what those actual systems would be. And Deputy Ruggiero?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, I mean, it's the Verkada security system that we're upgrading, the audio enhancement system that our classrooms have to enhance the audio in the room. That is standard equipment that we want across all of our classrooms and spaces. So the new Pickering, we want it no different. And then it's the only equipment that can be used to maintain this consistency, and therefore we're requesting to, say it's a proprietary product that we need to have for this school. So you approving this allows that to happen. I also just wanted to note that you have an update of MSBA, the project, and where we're at, just for your own information.
Stuff.
Any questions? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Thank you. Request to transfer funds from salaries and non-salary to provide services to special education students for vision, hearing, and speech therapy.
Thank you. So the recommendation this evening is for school committee to allow us to have a transfer of funds for special education salary accounts to contract services, non-salary accounts to provide services for our special needs students. And the rationale is due to the lack of applications for our vision, hearing, and speech therapist special education, will not have enough staff to provide the required services to students. Therefore, we would need to hire outside contractors to provide these services. So I'm requesting that you allow for this recommendation to be approved.
Questions? Yeah. Member Reed, Member Castellanos.
Dr. Colella, would you want to?
No.
Also, thank you.
So the The non-salary, that includes things like contractors?
Yeah, it would be contracts, so they're not full-time staff,
Okay.
and they don't have benefits, correct?
Thank you. Gotcha.
Member Castellanos, was that your question too, or did you have another question?
Kind of, yeah. I kind of, what's the figure? What's the number on that? Like, how much?
350,000.
Okay.
Member Dewey?
So will these positions continue to be open postings, or are we closing the postings for the positions that aren't filled?
No, once it's moved out of personnel for
Okay.
full-time, they would be closed for this year.
Okay.
In discussing this also with LTU, we anticipate that we'll have conversations during negotiations to really look at what these salaries should be set to going forward so that we can hire our full-time staff. I think, one of the recurring themes has been that the salaries that we're offering are below the average salary of one of these positions. Therefore, we've had a number of vacancies for 2 years, Dr. Colella? It's been 2 years in some of these positions. correct?
Yes, absolutely.
More, right?
Yeah. And some more.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes.
Thank you.
Member Gately hasn't gone yet, and then Member Castellanos, yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure it was not going to, it's like a temporary fix until we find them. I just want to make certain that it's temporary, but you just told me it was going to be closed for this year, but reopened in the spring.
That is correct, and perhaps maybe the motion should say to transfer for this school year, for, SY '25, because that is our commitment, is to, when we go to renegotiate, that we are looking at what those salaries should be.
Okay, and Dr. Colella, I'd like to ask you, this has been painful for a lot of people in our city, and how are we doing with the hiring? Have we found people to fill those slots through this?
You mean for these positions?
Yes, through this process.
So with the contracted agencies, yes, we are able to fill them. We should, within the next 2 weeks, be completely staffed.
So all the staff out there that are the vision, hearing, or speech staff that are overburdened with more students than they can actually service will have a break.
We should be staffed in all of the buildings. Yes.
Thank you very much.
the goal.
Doing a great job, Dr. Colella.
Yeah, Member Pena.
And that's just going to be till fiscal year 25, right?
Correct.
And we'll revisit it.
Well, this is just for this budget, so
This budget, and
yeah.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the 350,000, those projections, is that going to be enough to cover the estimated costs, or
It's close.
could you talk about that? That's why could you give us a little bit more?
Yeah, we're still just trying to figure out, we have a few part-time people that are available through the agencies, and some of the rates vary depending on what the certification is exactly. So we're still finalizing those numbers, but we should be, close to this range.
Kevin, yeah, I was going to.
Those were the salaries, that number is the salaries of the positions that we couldn't fill.
Yep.
So we're moving from the salary to the non-salary, so that's where that dollar amount comes.
all right.
Should that be a problem down the road, we would have to readdress it. If we needed additional funds, we'd have to come back if we had to do another transfer.
All right, that's why I was, because when we talk about you break down the rates, you can get more, more expensive. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
just check that. Yeah. So okay.
We just took the positions that we couldn't fill.
Yep.
I took the salary amounts, added them up.
Reallocated
We got
it.
that dollar value, and we're transferring it over to the contracted services.
Member Gately.
Do these, this is, I guess, some complicated math, but so what we're paying these, is this roughly what we'd pay someone
No.
who's,
Not necessarily.
I know it's
because
hourly,
you-
but
when you
is it
hire
more
a contracted
expensive?
service person,
more
usually there's
expensive.
obviously there's a rate from the company.
Right.
Because, but we're also, we don't have it in our budget, but we're technically saving on, your health insurance.
Right,
and
yeah, benefits,
retirement and
yeah.
all those other items, which unfortunately aren't in our budget, but.
I get you.
We pay a higher rate per day or per hour, however they're going to bill us out.
Yeah.
But you know, with
Gotta do what you gotta do.
this will cover it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're trying to
But-
get to.
I get it.
There was certainly
Let-
no
let's
benefits,
just
right?
keep in
Sorry.
order. Sorry, yeah. Was it, yeah, Member Gately and then Member.
Thank you. Thanks, Adam.
So, Mr. McHugh, that was my question. What about the benefits? If this is the amount from just the positions that weren't filled, we're not using money, that's their salary, we're not using the monies for the health benefits or their other benefits. So we could actually have more money?
Those aren't in our budget, those were in the city budget.
Oh, okay.
So I can't count those.
Yeah, and whatever is saved on the benefits for LPS employees is therefore not counted towards net school spending, and so it'll still go towards the schools. It just wouldn't be on that line item.
Okay, thank you.
What's the will of the committee?
Motion approved.
Make a motion to transfer funds from salary to non-salary to provide special services to special ed students for vision, hearing, and speech therapy.
Put the amount in that, please.
That's my 25.
Karen, can they put
Yep.
the dollar amount?
Mention the dollar amount.
Yeah.
Do with friendly, just the dollar amount, 350,000.
Oh, for $350,000. Thank you, Mr. Dugan.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Thanks for everyone for your work on this and for all the hard work of the therapists that are making do with the situation. I know we all are looking forward to trying to come up with a long-term solution here, so thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, next item is a vote to cancel the 16th regular school committee meeting on October 31st, the 18th regular on November 28th, and the 20th regular on December 26th for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and the Christmas break. And then let's take that vote, and then I know we want to talk about scheduling for potentially a special meeting, so we want to start with that.
I make a motion to cancel the October 31st meeting, the November 28th meeting, and the December 26th meeting.
For a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. So the administration had proposed rescheduling the October meeting just to make sure we were keeping everything moving along.
Correct.
And I know at least one of the members had a conflict on that date that had reached out to me. And so I think we wanted to ask if folks could do the 29th, which is the Tuesday of that week.
October.
Yeah, October. Could you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Works for me.
Yep.
So it would be the 29th.
October 29th would be in lieu of the 16th regular meeting.
Yeah.
It would be a special meeting and no longer a regular meeting, so why your special meeting?
It's Tuesday.
Is that good?
That's
Works. Yeah, that
perfect.
should
Thank
work.
you.
Okay, all right, do we need a motion then?
Oh, a motion
So we're not going to go that.
to hold a special meeting on October 29th, 2024, and in lieu of October 31st.
Great.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Love you guys.
Thank you. Any votes taken in the policy subcommittee meeting on September 10th?
Okay, yeah. So, thank you, Mayor Nicholson. We did have quite a few. I think some of them I can group together. Some of them I'll have to do separately. But this first one definitely needs to be separate. So on Tuesday, we had talked about the LVTI admission, and we made a few tweaks to it. Nothing major, but a few tweaks to the LVTI admission. So that first motion was to accept the new admission policy for LVTI.
Great. Does the administration want to say a brief word as to summarize what that changed?
Yeah, I would
Or
think
is-
there's
yeah.
going to be some public.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the change reflects the admissions, holding the admissions instead of to inform families in May, in March because there's not any applications between March and May. Therefore, no reason to delay notifying families. And that way, then we can focus on any new move-in families who would be eligible to apply and be held to the same standards as regular application period.
Great. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
All right. So looking at my notes, I think maybe it probably would be best to do all these separate. So bear with me here. The first one, we did make a few amendments to JRA student records. Again, a lot of this is kind of technical things, nothing super major, but I will field questions if anybody has any about that. Okay, so that was moved to the full committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
All right. Next one is BBBE, the unexpired term fulfillment. And basically what we did with this was just go to the city charter. Rather than have it in the school committee policy, it's just refer to the city charter on something like this. So that was another motion that was put to the full committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
All right, and then the next couple have to do with Title IX. The current administration in the White House did make some tweaks to Title IX. Attorney Gallo came to us in the policy subcommittee, and just some wording with some of these things that need to be changed. So I am going to group a few of these together. The first one is policy ACA, non-discrimination on basis of sex. Policy AC, which is another non-discrimination policy. The ACAB, sexual harassment, sexual and sex-based harassment and retaliation. And then, so those I would group together. And again, those are all based on new federal standards that have come out because, again, Title IX has been changed just a bit. So our wording needed to kind of reflect the new changes with Title IX. So those were all put forward.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member
Okay.
Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
All right, again, bear with me, I'm sorry. The next one is, again, because of these that we tweaked a bit, we have a policy in our current manual that we're hoping to eliminate that involves harassment, but because of the tweaks that we made, we will no longer need that one. So again, that was put forward to the full committee. So again, the motion would be to eliminate our current harassment policy.
Second.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
Okay, and this is the final one. So this next one would give the superintendent or her designees the authority to change our policies based on grammar errors, different pronoun or verbiage or things that they would feel would be important to just kind of clean up our policies a bit. So it gives our super a little more power there. Doesn't necessarily take power from us though, because she would then need to come to us and just, let us know what was changed, and we would need to approve those changes. But rather than calling policy subcommittee meetings, Dr. Alvarez would have the authority to kind of change those minor tweaks that we would need to update. And that was the final one.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite? Absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
And that was that. So we did have quite a busy Tuesday, but I think that's that.
It was fun.
It was fun. Always is.
Thank you. Thank you. There's no communications and information?
No, only during the last meeting.
Okay. Before we adjourn for executive session, that's the next item,
Oh.
right? Yeah?
Personnel policy.
Personnel.
Personnel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
G.
Personnel, sorry. Were there any mistaken on personnel?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, so we made a motion to push the district-wide council position forward to the committee of the whole, and I'd like to make a motion to, before, if folks have discussion, any discussion? I'd like to make a motion to approve the position of district counselor.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite, absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Great. Next is executive session. That's the last item, and we will vote to go into executive session in a minute. I just want to take a minute to thank everyone who helped us set up this new facility here, their new environment for the school committee meeting. As you all know, the reasoning for that was the opening of classrooms in the first floor of Bennett Street, which we are thrilled about, and just want to remind you all that we are doing an official ribbon cutting tomorrow at 2 p.m. and hope everyone can join. I can't wait for that, and just really excited about all the work that went into that and that everybody's doing to move that forward. So thank you all. Yeah, and we took the Pickering proprietary items vote, which is an exciting step forward. There's a school building committee next week. And also importantly for the general public is our groundbreaking on Friday, a week from tomorrow, which is, I think, going to be a really special moment for all of us here and for this community. So thank you, everyone, for helping us get ready for that. Really, really exciting.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right. Can we get a motion for executive session, please?
Make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
And then just, you got to state, yeah.
Can I do them both, or?
Yep, you can read them both.
Make a motion to go into executive session to discuss strategies with respect to collective bargaining relative to Lynn School Administrators Association. And then make a motion to go into executive session also for contract negotiation with non-union personnel deputy superintendents.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite, absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
It's delicious. You doing tired? I'm exhausted. Oh, doesn't matter to me. I'm tired. I still got a lot of fight in me. Don't get it twisted. You'll be all right. Coffee's
a motion to return to regular session.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite, absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Is there a motion to approve the agreement we approved in executive session, which is a memorandum of agreement between the Lynn School Administrators Association and the Lynn School Committee for the district guidance counselor position?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite, absent. Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. See no further business.
Oh, motion to adjourn?
Second. Second.
None, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Those requests are all granted, all five. Any other business, Madam Clerk?
No other business.
No other business? Do we have a motion from anyone for adjourn? Anybody want to get at it? Move on.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
Thank you. We have a second.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? We are adjourned. What's that? No objections? We're adjourned.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. We're going to call the Veterans Council meeting to order. Councilor Allinson.
You take your seat.
Roll call, please.
Council McLean.
Present.
Present. Council Hogan.
Present.
Present. Council Field.
Present.
Present. Council LaPierre. Absent. Council Meany.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to first acknowledge that tomorrow is 9/11, and there is an event happening. Although in Swampscott, it will be celebrating the anniversary of 9/11, and it will be at the Swampscott Senior Center on Essex Street. Let me see if I can get the actual location. So we'll be at 200 R Essex Street, Swampscott, Mass. at 8:15 a.m. And all are welcome from what I understand. I also would like to address the council for November, because obviously November 11th is Veterans Day, and I wanted to reach out and make sure that some of the council members would work with local businesses in Lynn so that we could possibly get some benefits for our veterans on that day. Other cities do free lunch, they do certain discounts through our businesses, and I would love to work with the chamber or maybe EDIC as a council, as a Veterans Council, to bring some of those benefits to our city. So could we make a motion to reach out to businesses?
Motion to reach out to businesses.
Second.
Okay, thank you. In our audience today, we have a few veterans that would like to speak about what is going on in the veteran community. I see the Veterans Council here. Do the president or vice president want to come to the podium to speak about what is going on in the veteran community?
Thank you. I'm Wayne Johnson. I'm the vice president of the Lynn Veteran Council. And first and foremost, we'd like to ask support from the Lynn City Council for a parade that we're hoping to put together 2026, September 2026, which is the 25th anniversary of 9/11. It's also the 250th birthday of the United States. This parade, we're going to be calling it the Veterans and First Responder Parade. We have already talked to the fire department, the police department, met with the DPW, so we have all their support. They're willing to help us out. We just would like the city council also to help, to support us also. Sergeant Major Oswald has some maps of the parade route. If you'd like them, you could distribute them. It's just a short route, not that long, not that big. So.
Okay, any questions? All right. Thank you so much, and
thank you.
Oswald is now passing out the route. We also have the GAR in the audience. Would you, Wendy, being the director of the GAR, do you have anything that you would like to share with the council?
Hi, thank you, Nicole. I was really just here as an observer, but I wanted to let the council know that I have put in, or I'm going to be putting in a request to the Veterans Council to see if I would be able to be attending their meetings, since the trustees of the GAR have shifted the focus to veterans of all wars. And I think it's extremely important for me to be up on the veterans that we do have today and creating relationships with them.
Oh, so that, Wendy, you would definitely have to speak with Wayne or the vice president about that, joining their meetings. I believe they're on Tuesdays. First Tuesdays of the month.
Right. Okay. This just came up like literally today, which is another reason why I'm here.
All right. Thank you. Any questions for Wendy? No? Okay. What is the wish of the committee? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Council.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I could just have Andy Hall come to the podium for just one moment. That's what you get for being present at meetings like this. Thank you, Mr. Hall. Just in reference to the parade, in 2026. No, we were just handed a plan for the route. Now, I know the Mass DOT has approved funding for Western Ave corridor. What's the timing on that construction of the Western Ave corridor? Is that going to impose any issues or anything as far as the date?
I would have to look into it. It very well could.
Okay. All right. I'd rather just put that on the radar sooner, like 2 years ahead of time, and
Right.
just in case.
Okay, thank you for that,
What's
that
the date?
notification.
What's the expected start date for Western Ave?
That's what I don't know. I have to look into it.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. And what is the wish of the committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, thank you.
Jeez, man.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ways and Means Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, could you please roll call?
Counsel Net?
Present.
President Counsel Hogan?
Present.
President Counsel Chakutis?
Present.
President Counsel Walsh? Absent Counsel Field?
Present.
Present.
We're doing the presentation first.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you please read the transfer?
Okay, we have one transfer laid over from the July 23rd meeting for $424,135 to school expense to provide school funding, school additional funding.
What's the wish committee?
I'll give you a shot.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes.
Transfer, please.
We have $96,745 for streetlight expense.
What's the wish committee?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $265,000 for opioid debate group expense.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $884,705 for the Druid School expense.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $379,300 up to the American Rescue Plan Act for HVAC and various fire stations.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $33,398.57 from ISD expense to the bill of prior year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $28,561.53 from off-street parking expense to the bill of prior year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $2,716 from LPD expense to the bill of prior year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $1,529.75 from the Lynn Fire expense to the bill of prior year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $291.08 from the Lynn Fire expense to the bill of prior year.
Motion to approve.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes.
Certified funds, please.
We have $1 million to be used for extended build-out of the senior center.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
$604,421 to the Police Department for Safe and Successful Youth Initiative Grant.
Motion to approve.
Yes, second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
$50,642 to the Police Department for the 2023 Ed Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $299,178 to the Fire Department for the FY25 State 911 Support and Initiative Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $27,747 to the Fire Department for the FY25 9/11 Department of Emergency Medical Dispatch Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $17,614.24 to the Fire Department for the FY25 9/11 Department Training Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second. Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $123,981 to the Planning Department for the FY25 Greening the Gateway Cities Implementation Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $9,000 to the Planning Department for the FY25 Tree Health Survey Management Plan Grant Award.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $102,670 to the School Department for the FY25 English Learner Summer Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $20,989 to the School Department for the FY25 TAG Summer Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $25,673 to the School Department for the FY25 Afghan Refugee Summer Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $200,000 to the School Department for the FY25 School Health Services Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $34,950 to the School Department for the FY25 Interpreter and Education Training Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $827,371 to the School Department for the FY25 CPPI Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Here, second. What's the which committee?
Second.
Oh. Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $60,000 to the School Department for the FY25 Genocide Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $400,000 to the School Department for the FY25 TAG Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $133,000 to the School Department for the FY25 21st CCLC Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Here, second. Here, second. Second. Okay. Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $44,360 to the School Department for the FY25 Computer Science Grant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. $40,000 to the School Department for Inclusion and Prevention, Inc.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Orders, please.
We have ordered that it is honor the mayor to execute a 10-year contract with Reworld Sustainable Solutions LLC for the delivery and disposal of municipal solid waste and collected leaf and yard waste in the city of Lynn.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent. Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Ordered that the city of Lynn dedicates the sum of $7,800,000 for the purpose of paying costs of a geothermal system for the new Pickering Middle School.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. And the last one is motion to authorize His Honor the Mayor to execute 2 separate license agreements with RWS Realty Trust for the Fire Alarm Dispatch Center and Tower Antenna Site at 424R Essex Street.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes.
Comptroller, Mr. Spencer, any emergency to all transfer?
Yes, we could have emergencies on these due to missing the August meeting. That would be wonderful.
Motion to approve for emergency on all of them.
Okay. Here, second?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please, for all emergency. For
Counselor Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Hogan?
Yes, Joe.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes.
Any new business?
No new business.
No new business?
Motion to
Get us know.
Enough business.
Okay. What's your business committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Here, second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Good. I'd like to call the Tuesday, September 10th, 2024 council meeting to order. Roll call.
Counselor Allensog?
Present.
Present. Counsel Chakutis?
Present.
Present. Counsel Field?
Present.
Present. Counsel Hogan?
Present.
Present. Counsel LaPierre?
Present.
Present. Counsel Matul?
Present.
Present. Counsel McLean?
Present.
Present. Counsel Meany?
Present.
Present. Counsel Meji Madre?
Present.
Present. Counsel Net?
Present.
Present. Counsel Walsh?
Present. We all rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Special prayer for my dad, Mr. President. I'd like to make a special prayer for Rini Maroscos.
I think the default to the funeral director has a list. Since our last meeting, thank you, Mr. President. With respect, the Foglietta family, the Imperial family, the Farrell family, the McCoy family, and then a couple of special people. I know Councilor Hogan mentioned Rini Maroscos, who was a community leader here in the city for many years. Also the family of Jenny Grassa over the past couple of months, and especially the senior from Lynn Classical High School, the Lopez Herrera family.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to accept the minutes from July 23rd.
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept. All in favor?
Aye.
Accepted. Communications.
We have a council reappointment for Richard C. Colucci to the Water and Sewer Commission. His term will expire June 30th, 2027.
The wish of the council.
Mr. Richard C. Colucci.
Freddie Hogan would like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call.
Councilor Allensog?
Rich Colucci.
Colucci. Councilor Chakutis?
Richard Colucci.
Colucci. Council Field?
Richard C. Colucci.
Colucci. Council Hogan?
Richard Colucci.
Colucci. Council LaPierre?
Colucci.
Colucci. Council Matul?
Richard Colucci.
Colucci. Council McLean?
Colucci.
Colucci. Council Meany?
Colucci.
Colucci. Council Meji Madre?
Richard Colucci.
Colucci. Council Net?
Richard Colucci.
Colucci. And Council Walsh?
Richard Colucci.
Colucci.
Is he here? He's not here. Well, we'll congratulate him, and we'll all be calling him later because there's things that need to be done up there. All right. Moving on.
We have from His Honor the Mayor. Dear councilors, I am hereby reappointing Lucretia Thompson as the Arts and Cultural Planner for the City of Lynn, effective immediately. Her term will expire on January 5th, 2026. I am respectfully requesting that the council confirm Ms. Thompson's reappointment. Sincerely, Mayor Jared C. Nicholson.
I just got information she's going to be coming tonight, so would it be amendable for the council if we push that to the back of the agenda?
Motion to put it to
Back of the agenda, yes. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, so we'll put it to the back of the agenda. All right, we'll move on to public hearings.
Okay, we have the petition of Narita Flores, owner of Funtime Ice Cream Trucks, for permission to park 2 ice cream trucks in the owner's driveway when not in use at 60 Western Ave.
Councilor Matul.
Mr. President, I received a request from the petitioner to continue matter on the next city council meeting. So I would like to make a motion to table it to our first council meeting in October.
In October, so it'll be the 15th. So we have a motion to table this. We have a second. Any discussion? We need a roll call? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so it's for the 15th.
Okay, we have a petition of John DeVito, owner of Capo Art Collective, to operate a permanent makeup micropigmentation studio at 161 Eastern Ave, Unit 2.
Anyone wishing to speak in favor?
Good evening, how are you?
How are you
I'm John DeVito. I'm petitioning to open a micropigmentation studio that specializes in permanent makeup. I'd like your support. I spoke with Councilman Coco. I explained a little bit in depth of what he does, or what we do, rather. And if there's any questions, please.
Okay, all right. Have a seat. I'm going to do the rest of the public hearing, then if any questions, we'll have you come back up, okay? All right. Anyone else want to speak in favor? Anyone else want to speak in favor? Anyone in favor? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. Anybody in opposition to this? Anyone in opposition? Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, that part of the hearing is closed. What is the wish of the council? Councilor Allenson?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a long conversation with John about this project. It's actually very admirable because it also caters to patients who are cancer patients or things that needs to be doing reconstruction or just making somebody really feel comfortable and at ease with himself or herself. And this area, I'm very familiar because we've been there so many times and they really took good care of the place. I motion to approve for this.
Is there a motion to have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilor Allenson?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Field?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Matul?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McLean?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Meany?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Mejia Madre?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Net?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Walsh?
Yes. Congratulations.
Welcome to
All right.
Ward 3. Don.
Oh, there you go. All right. Any other public hearings?
No other public hearings.
Public hearings will be set down.
We have 315-317 Chestnut Street, petition of Manuel Robles to allow the extension of a non-conforming residential use into a commercial unit in a business district, converting a 3-unit mixed building into a 2-family dwelling. 77 Alley Street, petition of Gerardo Raphael for a contractor storage yard at his location, open 24 hours, 7 days per week. 61 Franklin Street, petition of the Carib Restaurant for extended hours to 3 a.m. Petitions from National Grid. 156 Broad Street, install PVC conduit from existing manhole at 156 Broad Street. Sluice Pond at Patterson Street, install a wooden pole and extension secondary conductor to refeed 125A and 155A Jenna Street. 27 Joel Circle, install 1 joint-owned pole and 1 wooden pole on a property line between 25 and 31 Joel Circle. Andrew Street, install conduit from existing manhole number 1 to 0 Andrew Street, a city-owned lot. Andrew Street again, install conduit from existing manhole number 2 to 0 Andrew Street, a city-owned lot. Bridge Street, revised plan to install 1 joint-owned pole on Bridge Street at the intersection with Boston Street and a new pole between existing poles P4 Bridge Street and P6 Bridge Street. And finally, we have 1 petition from Comcast for 13 Nahant Street to install underground conduit to provide service to that address. And that's it.
What is the wish of the council?
Set them down.
Motion to set them down.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Set them down. See more construction. That's what I see there. Committees, let's see. Public property. Councilor Jacutis.
We tabled one item, and the rest of the items on the agenda was unanimous vote of the committee.
Can we unanimous vote of the committee? We have a motion to approve. We have a second. Jim?
Just for a point of order, the Circle Ave order must be read in its entirety to be filed at the land court and executed by all the members of the council at some point, if it is approved.
Okay. Would we like to do that now, Councilor Jacutis?
Might as well read it now.
Will the clerk read that into the register?
Sit back and relax.
Okay.
Order of abandonment and discontinuance. Whereas in the judgment of the City Council of the City of Lynn, a portion of Circle Ave off of Limway, as hereinafter described, has become unused for ordinary travel. Whereas by the vote of the City Council adopted April 20th, 1926, approved April 23rd, 1926, the City Council ordered that by virtue of the